This is, we don't often do daily drive interviews in a car. Of course, this one would not be anybody's daily driver yet. Tell me what this vehicle is and what it's about.
What we are trying to do here is to showcase an green interior, affordable. Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
It's so exquisite, but you're saying the components are affordable.
Yeah. I do believe that the inflation we have to deal with, which is related to electrification, is such that we have to be very careful to offer the consumers vehicles which are nice, attractive, and affordable. So what we are concentrated on, and this is the motto of this year, is scope free, design for scope free. So the materials usually when they are recycled or when they are biosourced are more expensive. So what we need to do now is to, through the architecture, to win weight, to reduce the number of components, to improve the manufacturing processes in order to compensate and even go one step ahead to offer cheaper solutions. The second thing, is that you have to feel at home. Yeah. So we are going step by step to more autonomy, and so we will do other things in the vehicle. Yeah? And we need to have an environment which is relaxing, which is less complex, and this is possible through the use of artificial intelligence more and more.
So you mentioned affordability. I know you said recently mobility is a human right. And it does seem like, at least in America, I'm not as sure about Europe, but it seems like a lot of consumers are getting priced out of the market. And EVs are even more expensive, but even the gas-burning vehicles are near record high prices.
I think that we have to rethink the segmentation. We need to have entry vehicles which are nice enough with when they are electric, with unlimited autonomy of 200, 300 miles, not more than that, and which are at a cost level people will be able to afford. The other possibility also is to extend the life cycle of the vehicle, which is now today possible through predictive maintenance, for example, and we have diagnostic tools for this, through upgrades over the air for the electronics, but not only, and you've seen our seats are modulars, so we can also do physical upgrades, and this will extend the value of the vehicle, and then if you do an leasing or if you do a loan on it, it is more affordable.
So what is artificial intelligence's role? How does artificial intelligence work as a tool to keep costs down and make the business sustainable?
So you have different dimensions in which we are using artificial intelligence and Gen AI. First of all, in the design phase. So the life cycle, the full life cycle of the products we are developing. I do believe that the saving we can do, or we will have to do, is very significant. I estimate them between 40 to 50% of the actual costs.
Really?
Yeah.
Like not even as a percentage of revenue, actual spending coming down by
R&D
as much
spend,
as 50%.
The R&D spend, we should be able, so I don't know if finally it will be 40, 41, 42, but the magnitude is this one. Yeah? And you also understand that considering this magnitude, it's a fantastic opportunity, but it's also a threat. So if we don't do that, and if others do it, we will be pushed out of the game.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. Please go ahead.
No. So this is R&D. The other one is manufacturing. Yeah. So here again, we will have to reduce our costs, increase the robustness, reduce the variability through artificial intelligence. And I think that the value of a company in the future will be also based on the data they own and they collect and generate.
How should engineers think about working with AI and using it as a tool to increase their productivity and their viability as employees?
I think that I will give you an example, maybe to illustrate that. Um, we spend on RFQs, on requests for quotations, about 120 million.
Wow.
Okay, and it costs on a yearly basis, and it takes about, in average, 2 weeks to make an offer. Yeah. With artificial intelligence, I do believe that we will be able to make an offer in less than 3 days. Yeah, you see the difference?
Time savings.
Yeah. And on the top of that, with a much better robustness. Yeah. And take the specifications. You know, we have a huge amount of specs to consider for the automotive industry in the different markets. It takes a lot of time for our people to read them and to check out where the differences are. With Gen AI, you can do this in minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah? And not only the wording differences will be highlighted, but the sense, you know, what has really changed. And you will be able to compare that with other specs, yeah?
Right.
And you will be able in real time to achieve an assessment of what it will cost, yeah? And what will be the saving if you would do it differently. Yeah? So I think that from my point of view, this is the big transformation. We will have two very significant transformations still in front of us. It's scope 3, sustainability, new materials, new designs, new architectures, and all what will be made possible with artificial intelligence.
There are so many fascinating technologies in here. Do you have a favorite one, or is there one you'd like to show me or highlight to our audience?
So where we have to be a little bit careful as engineers is to make sure that what we are offering is creating value for the consumer. Yeah. So this front part is interesting because it gives you an information while you do not have to be distracted from the road. And this is replacing an head-up display. And a head-up display is has a significant cost and is also, from a packaging point of view, an challenge. Yeah. And so here you can play with it on the full scope. You have the e-mirrors, yeah, and the e-mirrors will increase, the safety, and will warn you much better about possible dangers on the road. And I think that this is very important for the future also. After that, you have all the entertainment. Yeah? You need to offer to the people high quality possibilities to spend their time the way they want in the vehicle. And you've seen, all the materials here are green materials. We have reduced in this interior the CO2 by 85%.
Congratulations. That's a lot. So, shifting to a little more pragmatic matters, it is a new year. Last year was, I think, a little more production, obviously better chip supply for the global automakers and their supplier partners. What's your outlook for this year in terms of volume and profitability, the overall health of the industry, and I guess of Forvia for that matter?
I think that we might keep the volumes we had in 2023 in 2024. I don't see a significant upside. These volumes will have a slightly different split. Yeah? I think stable volumes in North America, probably a little bit less volumes in Europe, and a little bit more volumes in Asia, and especially in China. So this will balance the global volumes. On On the supply side, we have to be a little bit careful on how we are dealing with inventories for electronic components. Yeah? We are all working to try to reduce these inventories. We have to make sure that we are not going too far, yeah? And that we will not, through a reaction ordering more, block again the system. After that, we have to consider, the geopolitics. Yeah. We had a lot of bad surprises in 2023. This said, I think that we have to be able to deal simultaneously with crisis and transformations. Yeah. So we need to have an agile and resilient organization capable to deal in real time with crisis. Yeah. And in the same time, because we have much more signs of what is happening on the transformation, it's not happening overnight. Here we have also to deal with it on the midterm. Yeah, and this is not so easy for the team. They have to understand that they have to balance the appropriate way their time between short term and midterm.
Always a challenge.
Always a challenge.
Especially in an industry like ours, an industry like this that evolves over such a long period.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
It's been a joy to see your Horizon car and to see you again this new year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.